Do you guys still have a visual of that other leopard? So you can see that little nick above his eye, nothing serious. I hope he hasn't spotted Hosana. He's not acting like he spotted another male. Jacana, do you copy? Now, at the moment, First Lady, I don't think you can smell Hosana. The air is very, very still. There's no wind. And he just looks like he's carrying on in his sort of normal routine. And just keep checking behind me to see if Hosana is sneaking in. And it would be... I don't think it would end well for Hosana. Let's just leave it at that. Hopefully he shows a bit of discretion rather than valor and turns tail and gets out of here. What have you seen, Hukumuri? Or what have you heard? Now, Una says, "Oh no, I see drool." I think that's just because he just had a drink. It's not the normal salivation from fighting or getting ready to fight. He just had a long drink in the little pan behind us, while we were trying to see which the other leopard which other leopard had arrived. Sorry. So he's definitely not behaving like he's aware that Hosana is close by. Hosana is definitely aware that he is. Now, leopard fights, Melissa, can be incredibly aggressive. Most of the time it ends in a standoff. But they can fight to the death, yes. Now, in this situation, it wouldn't be a territorial fight at all, because Hukumuri is that much older and that much bigger than Hosana. Hosana would not stand a chance against an adult male leopard like this. So I'm just checking behind us. Hopefully Hosana has stopped moving. Oh, it looks like Hukumuri's going to rest up for a little bit longer. It sounds like Tristan is on some tracks of what I am not sure.
Well, Brent, we got really excited because we thought we had found nice, fresh leopard tracks that we were going to try and follow until we heard we suspected it was Hosana tracks, and then we heard that you had him with you and Hukumuri, and we knew that they were fresh from the simple reason that if you have a look here, you've got at the back here, you've got a situation where there's a kind of heel print with these little spikes coming off of it. Now, this here is the track for Rexon, alright? So this is from Rexon from this morning when Brent and Rex did a walk in this area. And if you come forward from the spiky bits, right over here is Hosana's footprint over the top of Rex's shoe. And so we often say that they cross over our tracks or they walk on top of our tracks. And this is what we're talking about. This is when you have the footprint like this and both Hosana's feet inside the space of Rexon's foot. So there's the base of Rex's foot over there and the tip of Rex's foot. And there's one track. and there's the other. So Hosana had walked here during the course of today, and where Brent is from where we are is actually not that far at all. And so we were super excited, fresh leopard tracks, we're going to try and find it, and we were hoping that we'd be able to find Hosana. And because we bumped into that buffalo bull a few minutes ago, we thought maybe, just maybe, he might have been following that buffalo bull and then decided to walk on. But alas, he's already further than we initially thought, although it's not very far from where we are. If you jump kind of across towards sort of Twin Dams from here is about a 5-minute walk. So we weren't too far behind him, but very cool to see nonetheless. It's not every day that you get to see tracks on top of your own footprints. So it's cool to see. And like I say, that's when we say that we have a situation where tracks are on top of our tracks. That's what we're referring to. And that's how we can work out freshness of tracks. It doesn't matter if it's morning or night. Now, morning is obviously much easier because a lot of the tracks happen in the mornings, but you can also work it out during the day if you pay attention to what's happened over the course of the morning and where these tracks are in the afternoon. So very cool to see. And Hosana's little feet are not so little anymore. They're starting to get big. He looks like a big male now when he walks. And I really must be all honest, a little worried for him, because I don't know if Hukumuri really decides to go after him. Could be a situation where we won't see Hosana much on Djuma anymore. He might push him back towards Chitwa and Little Gari, which is not a very pleasant thing to think about. So hopefully Hosana slinks away, gets out of there, and doesn't have too much of an issue with Hukumuri, and we have a situation where we don't have to worry too much, and Hosana can just carry on staying on this eastern side of Djuma rather than sort of him being chased or, worse, being attacked by Hukumuri. So not a good place for Hosana to be, and hopefully he gets out of there very, very quickly. Now you can see up in front here where this buffalo actually walked from. There's a big pile of dung in the road, and this would have been from the course of the day as well. So this guy had a bit of a dropping this morning probably, and you can see it's formed like a little crust during the course of the day, nice and crusty, and then if you pull it, there you go. You can see how fresh that is. So that's from that buffalo we bumped into just now. Good. Well, we're going to move away from stinky buffalo dung, but we'll send you back to Brent and see if Hukumuri is still staring and whether or not Hosana has made an escape.
He is staring, and we've just had alarm calls from go-away birds and babblers, and I think Hosana's moved into that area. He's staring. I'm going to find out shortly from the other vehicle that was with Hosana. Did he move that way? The other leopard? Okay, so all these birds making a noise, and that death stare from Hukumuri going into the river here. Okay, guys, let's go on to some action stuff. Sorry, Bex, I'm a bit worried. Okay, welcome everyone. We are in a very, very stressful situation. There's a young male leopard that we have watched grow up, and he's accidentally bumped into a new big male who poses a massive threat to him. Sorry, I'm very worried about what's going to happen. We're very, very fond of this little male leopard called Hosana, but now the new male in the area called Hukumuri is here. Hold on, Craig. Oh, sorry, I forgot. My name's Brent. You are live from South Africa in the Sabi Sands Game Reserve. We have 2 leopards here. One adult male in his prime and one young male still learning the ropes. And this is a very dangerous time for young male leopards when male leopard takeovers take place. So I'm just trying to get you a view of the big male who's sitting up there. The little male is somewhere here, and I can tell that by the noise the birds are making. Okay, I'm going to get you a view of the new marauding male, who is a particularly good-looking leopard. Have you got a gap through there, Craig? We're in a very thick area here. There he is. That is the Hukumuri. Lexi, the leopards might fight. We're not sure, and he definitely knows something's going on. You can see he's staring, not at us, but to where those birds you can hear in the background are alarm calling at the other leopard. It's going to be very, very interesting. how this plays out. Jade, the leopard's name, the young leopard that is in danger at the moment, his name is Hosana. He's a leopard that I found as a 6-hour-old cub. So I'm a bit worried, but we're not going to interfere in these situations. We're here to observe what happens and not to interfere at all. Now, leopards are extremely territorial, adult males in particular, and an unrelated young male that he did not sire, he would try kill immediately. And you can see he's already been fighting with another male in the last couple of days, and he's got a big scratch on his head. Nothing too serious though, but he is definitely onto the fact that another male leopard is here. And the scary thing is he's not sort of charging in, he's really taking his time and watching carefully before he makes his move. Where young male leopards tend to be a little bit more carefree, not as calculating. They don't have territories yet. Now, up until recently, there was another male leopard here called Tingana, who is probably the father of Hosana, and he's also very, very tolerant of that young male. John, I don't think Hosana thinks this is Tingana. Leopards work off smell, so he will definitely be able to smell the fact that this is not his dad. Laurel, leopards are solitary animals. The only time you see them in groups normally is when females have cubs or they are mating. Let's see where he's going. Look at this. He's moving very slowly. He's not staring at me. He's staring at the spot where we think the young male leopard is. He's now running. I can't see the young male leopard. Please be warned, this could get very graphic very quickly. So if you are sensitive to those type of things, I am warning you now, this might get very, very graphic. Leopard fights can be particularly gruesome. And you can see how they completely ignore the vehicles. Now, he is going into some very thick area, which we might have a little trouble following him, but we will do our best. Now, I'm hoping that young male leopard is going to run away. He's not going to hang around. This is very, very stressful. Where are you, Hosana? Get out of here. An average male leopard in this part of Africa, Dawn, their territories are around 4,000 acres. And it depends on the areas of Africa you're in. So where there's higher prey density, there's smaller territories. Okay, I need to try find a way to keep up with him. Susie, I can't tell you why Hosana is not moving away. It is a difficult one. Curiosity. I just saw Hukumuri start jogging again into here. Is that Hosana? Can you see Hukumuri? He was just here at this Tumbuti tree. He's behind the Tumbuti tree. Okay. Let me see. I'm hoping I can find a place to climb up here, but this is a particularly difficult area. There he is. I think he spotted Hosana. I think he spotted Hosana. I think he spotted the other leopard. I'm just trying to find a spot where we can get a view. The bush is quite thick. I'm just judging that by the way he started moving. His body language changed. He almost started stalking. And there you can see how effective a leopard's camouflage is. And there's almost an eerie silence that has come to the bush now. The birds have stopped calling. I'm with you, Vanessa. This is completely nerve-wracking. Look at that tail moving like they do when they're stalking a potential prey. You get that little tail flicks. It's almost like concentration. Jason, in my experience, when a leopard's concentrating quite heavily, their tail starts moving like that. Oh dear. Hukumuri is an adult male between 6 and 8 years old, Cedric. He weighs probably around 80 to 85 kilograms. Hosana probably weighs 60 kilograms at the moment. So there's a massive difference. Also, being an adult male, Hukumuri's neck, the fat and the skin around there is fully developed to help protect him in fighting, whereas Hosana, as a youngster, hasn't got that developed yet. So apart from the size difference, that is a very big issue. So for those of you who are joining us a little bit late, we have a big dominant male leopard who seems to be stalking one of our favorite little young male leopards, and if he catches them, there is a possibility he could kill the little male called Hosana. So this is very stressful for us. Hosana, that particular leopard I found as hours old little cub in a den, and I've watched him grow up over the last 2 years. There's always a possibility, Costa, that these leopards have met while we haven't been following them, but not that we've ever witnessed. Now, I'm in two minds of whether to try move around to try find a way to see that area that they're heading to. So we're going to say goodbye for now, but remember to hashtag Safari Live, because the safari is going to continue straight after this for the next few hours. Okay, this is very, very stressful. I'm going to try get ourselves up and around to the other side and to the area that Hukumuri is staring at the moment. He's gone through some wetty thicket that we're not going to be able to get through. Okay, so it's going to be a little bit loud as we crash through this little thicket here over these monkey oranges. So while I just get through the monkey oranges, and to save your ears, let's go across to Taylor quickly.
My goodness, how stressful is that? Sebastian and I are sitting on the edge of the seat. Even we tuned into that special broadcast to see what was happening. Hosana, you know, that little cat, we love him. But sometimes he makes me nervous the way he behaves around these bigger, badder boys. He needs to be careful, he needs to get out of there, and hopefully this time round he's not going to do what he does around Tingana, who's his father, and seems to tolerate him. Hukumuri's not going to tolerate him at all, so it's a very, very scary situation. I don't think Hosana really realizes what he's getting himself into. Hello, Nyala. You guys are very relaxed. You must be lodging, Nyala. We're still at Chitwa. But, now? What did you get a fry for? Amazing how quickly they're able to react. She hadn't even put a hoof down on the ground before she leapt away. I don't know what was there. Maybe she heard something. Now, why is your eye weeping? Look at that little eyes weeping from this young Inyala bull. Must have an infection, or maybe a branch poked it in the eye or something, and now that it's weeping. They're very nervous. It's a little Natal spur fowl that was giving them fright. It was in the long grass. They obviously couldn't see it. These guys are so relaxed, walking right past the car. Whew. Yeah, I'm even stressed over that entire sighting. Now, the bush is quite quiet and airy where Brent is. It's complete opposite here. The birds are all chirpy. Everyone seems very happy. Now, we did have Tumba's tracks. I don't even think I've told you. I'm now assuming that they're Tumba's because, well, Brent has got Hosana in the same sighting. And they're on a road quite close to Gowrie Main, but coming this way. And maybe remember, maybe 2 weeks ago, we had Hosana where I was putting fake tracks down on the ground and making you guess what animal it is. And then we had him walk straight over our tire tracks, and we found him on a termite mound. It's basically in the same area, so I'm hoping he's going to do the same thing. So we're kind of just doing a few loops around. I did actually get out and walk on in, but couldn't see any of the tracks. The animal pathways are very sort of densely packed with sand, so not nice and soft like the Mulwanini riverbed. So we'll go back around there and see if we've seen any more movement. Might even see our warthogs. The warthogs were here, the 3. They'd come out and grazed on this way. Hello, Moanyala. We might do a loop all the way around the dam and then go back up and just do another check. Lots of animals around, lots of impala, lots of inyala, as we've seen. Also a couple of waterbuck, although waterbuck might be a handful for Tamba, although no, because he likes to take down fully grown female kudu. Hey, these young leopard males that we've got in the area. It's exciting. That's why I hope that Hosana hangs around. Oh, I don't actually know where Brent is, really. Oh, it's a crocodile. I don't know where Brenty is. I'm on Chitwa, so I'm a couple of kilometers away from him as a crow flies. I think he was on Rebecca's road, so a few kilometers away. Hello, Eagly. I'm going to show you a crocodile. I just want to go past this termite mound. Oh, and a fish eagle. Is the crocodile going to come and get the fish eagle? I'm just joking, probably not. Off it goes. Flying over the impala. Beautiful. It seems as though one of those spotted cats with Brent is using its camouflage. Let's go and see which one it is.
Okay, well, we're still with Hukumuri. We still haven't got a sight of Hosana. He isn't looking as intent as he was. It's possible that Hosana might have used his brain and run away. I really hope so. But he's still very much focused in this area, but he's not creeping along the ground presently. As you can see, Hukumuri is still very interested in that area. Now, he might start tracking Hosana's scent, and yes, public, leopards can definitely pick up on dominance via scent. They use scent as a very important communication tool. So I'm just going to move again slightly. Oh, there he goes. Okay, hold on. He might climb that big termite mound there. He's just through here. Craig, I'm going to move around. Sorry about that, guys. I just want to make sure if he does charge off, we're in a position to see where he goes. Let's just wait here for now. I don't think Hosana and Tingana would team up with against Hukumuri, Linda. Anton, he's crossed the drainage line, so come onto Weaver's Nest. Okay, sorry, I just need to help someone get here. Anton, he's crossed the drainage line. Best access is now from Weaver's Nest. Okay, let's move again. I'm hoping Hosana has split. Ooh, that's a big hole. Don't want to fall down there. I'm just always checking up and around here. I don't know what Hosana was thinking. Sure, we. Okay, I'm just going to try and get us into a position so we make sure we don't lose any of them in the meantime. And let's head to Tristan, who I'm sure is on his way home.
We are indeed, Brent, so we were quite far out and we had to walk quite fast to get back, so we haven't stopped for too much on our way, but we're just getting towards the dam now, so downhill we go and then back up onto the dam wall itself and then across quarantine before it gets too dark, with lots and lots of ellies about and buffalo and those kind of things. It's not wise to tempt fate in the dark, and so better to try and kind of get closer to home where we can just mess around a bit on quarantine until it gets really dark and we have to head back. But it's been a beautiful afternoon. It's been a wonderful kind of hot day, and it seemed like it was a lot hotter than it was actually when we were on the walk, and it's now cooled down to the most beautiful, perfect evening. Now there's going to be a group of people that are going to come past that sound like they are in a festive mood at this stage. Lots of talking that's going on as they kind of go down. Maybe Dave, let's go down the hill here and we'll make some space for them. But anyway, we're going to try and just say hello to these people and have a quick chat, and while we do that, let's send you across to Taylor with a little hippopotamus.
We've also got well, they're not people though, but they're very cheery and festive. However, look at them. Lots of little hippos all come together. They're playing with one another now. They were splashing about and cavorting and doing all sorts of wonderful things. At first, I thought I was at the Olympics watching the gymnastics, the way they were tumbling around. But of course, as the camera gets put onto them, they stop. It's still Murphy's Law every single time. I thought we'd try and cheer up the potentially sad situation with Brent with some hippos, because, you know, who doesn't want to watch hippos move around, especially when they start showing off a bit more of their body than just their nose, eyes and ears. Come on, little ones, play for us. Please come running out onto the island. Look at that. They are so chubby. All those wrinkles. Porpoising around. Sometimes I think they think they're horses. Well, I suppose they are seahorses, eh? Not seahorses, sea cows. Come on, little ones. Rebecca, I'm so sorry I wasn't listening. I must just be honest. I heard the question from CNAC, but I don't know what CNAC was asking. Yes, there we go. So now what you can see here with all these young hippos, so there'll be more than one female here because I only have one calf at a time. So CNAC, yes, hippos do live with their babies as well as the males, but there's not normally a lot of males around. And there'll be one dominant bull, and then you can find some other bulls in the pod with them, with that sort of group. However, they'll be non-dominant, so they're not allowed to show any interest in the females, and you'll find that they may have to keep their distance just slightly. But they'll have an arrangement with a big dominant bull, but as soon as they show too much interest, they'll get chased out and potentially get killed as well. I can't tell you how many young hippo bulls are killed every single year by big dominant bulls just for getting a little bit too cheeky. Kind of like what we experienced with that elephant carcass. The same thing applies there. A young elephant bull, well, he wasn't too young, but he wasn't the biggest, strongest elephant around, showing too much interest in a herd, while there was a big musk bull that was also tailing the same breeding herd. And, well, unfortunately, he learnt the hard way. But that happens, and, we just don't get to see it all the time. And they're all getting quite chatty now. carrying on, making all sorts of wonderful noises. I just want them to run out on the island, because then you really get to see how sweet they are. It's like their little legs come out of rolls of fat. It's so cute. Like, I really can't tell you how precious it is. There we go, getting excited once again. I just think, what are they doing? Trying to jump on top of one another. You're trying to jump on Mom, that one. You think I'd just send it. If I was that mother hippo, I'd just send it off to someone and make it someone else's problem. Go and play there with the rest of the kids. Huh? Now, here's something that I can't say I've ever experienced. Guide monkey is having a hippo wink at me, but when that does happen, I'll let you know. I suppose you just got to catch it at the right time. If they close one eye before the other. But not something that I've seen. But again, you normally see hippos from a distance and not so close up. But we'll keep an eye on that. Right, very quickly, off you go to Brent, who's got a leopard trying to get a view.
You can see Hukumuri. I think Hosana was on top of this termite mound not long ago. Look how he's sniffing. So Hosana came very close. I still don't see him, but I think he might have gapped it by now. And you can see Hukumuri smelling exactly where he was on this termite mound. So where we saw Hosana, he would have come straight across here. I think he could probably see Hukumuri from the top of this termite mound, but we couldn't see him. And then I think he might have moved, and that's what sent Hukumuri racing off in this direction. So where Hosana is gone right now is a mystery. See, Hukumuri's doing loops around this termite mound. Hello, Tonje. How old are leopards when they get their territory? Well, 1 or 2 years younger than you. Normally 5 or 6 years old. Sometimes as late as 7. You can see he's sniffing intently. Now, I'm hoping Hosana has decided not to be curious today. He's coming right up to the vehicle. Sniffity, sniffity, sniff. Oh no, don't go back down there, please. Oh dear. He's giving us a hard time through this thick stuff tonight. But it looks like he's on the trail of Hosana. Just trying to think. Okay. Where I need to go to try to keep up with him. You still see him, Craig? Okay, he's going back behind us. He's going into a very steep section of this little river system, which is going to make following him very difficult. Okay, let's just try one quick look. Yeah. Might be a bit of an easier spot. You see him, Craig? Oh, he's crossed again. Okay. We're going to send you across to Tristan to look at the moon, and we're going to try rush across to the other side of the river because he is moving quickly again.
Well, Brenty, hopefully you can keep up and see what happens there, and hopefully Hosana makes a rather quick escape while we're gazing upon the most beautiful moon and dead tree and evening. Well, Hosana is not having a beautiful evening himself and is going to be embroiled in basically a fight for his life in some ways, and so he's going to have to try and look after himself and stay out of the way of Hukumuri and try and get out of there as quick as possible. Hopefully it all ends well though, and we don't have any issues and any more drama, as we've had enough over the last little bit, but it was bound to happen. It was, Hosana's intrigue in other leopards is bound to get him into trouble at some point. But the moon is absolutely spectacular. It is really beautiful. So Dave, well done. That was very, very cool. We're almost kind of heading home now. We're just really at the dam, and we've just been sitting here and just gazing upon the moon because it is just the most beautiful evening. It's, like I say, starting just to cool now for the first time. It's still a little humid, and it's been a hot kind of afternoon, and so it's so nice just to have this cooler temperature. There's a slight little breeze that's carrying a little cold in it, and it really feels great. It's a kind of great time to be out. Lots of all the nocturnal sounds are starting to happen. I heard a first night charges now, and Pearl spotted owlets, and there's the kind of francolins and things starting to settle down. And for me, this is the quietest time of the day. I love this period because everything just goes quiet for a few minutes before everything kind of changes over into the nocturnal side. So it's such a nice time just to be ambling about and kind of just taking it all in. Sometimes, we get so caught up in trying to find animals and trying to find things to see that we kind of forget that we live in one of the prettiest places in the world, and that there's a chance to just kind of sometimes stop and just take in the air and enjoy the fact that that we live in one of the most insane places in the world, and that we're so fortunate to do so. So nice to kind of amble like this and just sometimes see what's going on and enjoy how things are going. What do you think, Dave? Agreed. I think so. Dave is having a good time as well. He's thoroughly enjoying the fact that we're kind of just strolling along, and I'm sure Dave's also pretty happy that sun's gone down and been replaced by the moon, because carrying a backpack, as you can see, I traveled light today because we knew it was going to be quite warm, so I decided that I wasn't going to take a backpack or anything like that. I was going to try and be as light as possible as we walked around, but poor Dave has got to carry a camera and a backpack, and so I'm pretty sure he's going to be happy to get those off his shoulders a little bit later. But very, very nice to be out on foot, and I thoroughly enjoy doing it. But we're going to start heading home. It's starting to get a little dark, and so we're going to make our last little push for home. And while we do that, let's send you back to Taylor with a giraffe and the beautiful moon.
Almost all we need this giraffe to do is stretch up a little bit higher. Then we should be able to get it to touch the moon. Come on, boy. Can you believe it? I haven't seen a giraffe for such a long time now. As beautiful as what this is, we're not going to stay here for long, and I'll tell you why we don't want to stay here for too long. It's because there are go-away birds going absolutely ballistic where we had those leopard tracks earlier on this afternoon. So we are going to race on in there, but an unusual sight, one that you don't get to see very often. Seb, I bet all you want to do is turn that camera portrait, hey?
Exactly.
Unfortunately, we stuck with a landscape view, and all I can imagine is when I was taking pictures, I was just going, oh no, I feel so sad for Seb, because then you can really get the ossicones almost touching the moon there. That is so cool. A sight that you don't often get to see. In fact, I think this is the first time I've ever seen the giraffe and the moon so close to one another. Are you going to come down for a drink now too? Are we going to have to reposition all the way around and have giraffe drinking and the moon? Giraffe girl, well, I'm not surprised that you're happy to see a giraffe today with that name. Seb, I think, should I go around there quickly before he goes to drink? Because I think he's going to. Before we scare him, so we can just, first scare. He's so chilled. That's nice. Thank you, giraffe. The moon is not going to be as nice, but we might be able to get some cool last light oh, hello. The moon. How are we going to do this now? That's cool. Can we just show everybody the reflection first, and then I shall move forward again? Oh, thank you, giraffe. Keep coming. Little bit to the right. Little bit to the right. That's not a spotlight, I promise. Oh, this giraffe is just fabulous. Keep coming, boy. Few more steps. This is where I wish I had a wide-angle lens, because I'm with the first world problems again, and my lens is too long. That is so epic. That is so nice. We'll just sit and wait, because I think he might take a few more steps. Out. You definitely don't get to see this every day. Even though it's a sneaky little photo on my phone. No, giraffe! Okay. Okay, let me go forward to it. I think he is going to drink there. So, Tom, giraffe actually sit down when they sleep. I'll show you now. I'm just trying to get it that we can still get the reflection. Oh, come back, sissy. Don't be a baby. How many vehicles have you encountered in your entire life? Sorry, Mr. Giraffe, I didn't mean to do that to you. You might just go and drink at the other pan now. Anyways, he's eating now. He's gone, I'll just come back and drink later. So what they will do is they actually sit down and cross their legs, kind of like how a horse would sleep, but not laying flat on its side. And they don't sleep for very long. I would say maximum an hour, 2 hours a day, if even that. On windy days, you often find giraffes sitting down. I don't blame them. Who would want to be up? And the tallest animal out there, when it's really, really windy, not me, I think I'd also sit on down. That's so cool. Now, the moon is obviously rising, but the sun is setting for the evening, and that means that Tristan is on his way home. Let's go and make sure that he's safe and sound on the wide open plains of quarantine.
I am indeed. It's really the kind of light has tapered off much quicker than we thought. We thought we maybe had another 5 minutes or so to get home and to be able to kind of do a little bit more, but unfortunately it's just getting dark too quickly, and it's not safe to be out on foot in the darkness, as we know. And so we're just trying to do the last little stretch now up the hill, and then we will be back home, which will be good. Good to go and have a shower and wash off any ticks or anything like that we have, and have a situation where we are at least getting ourselves clean and free of sweat at the moment, because I think both of us, or all three of us should I say, because Rex has also been with us, have had a rather warm afternoon, but it's been a good one nonetheless. But what a beautiful, beautiful day. It's full of drama, lots of amazing things to have seen, and sounds like Taylor's giraffe sighting was pretty epic. It's always nice when you get giraffe and a full moon and water. I think that's a very cool idea. I know Dave was looking for water as well earlier to try and get a sort of moon on the waterscape, and hopefully, we'll get something at some point. Dave will find it, maybe tomorrow. Tomorrow's a good day for it. Anyway, we're going to head home. We're going to sign off for the day. It's been a pleasure, and we'll see you all tomorrow morning. But for now, it's back to Brent and Taylor to carry on the evening safari, and particularly Taylor McCurdy.
Right, we've let our giraffe carry on with the afternoon and do his thing. Felt bad. I'm sure he'll go back and have a drink of water. He definitely knows vehicles and people, because that's the closest I've been to a giraffe for a very, very, very long time. Also, I think I've only seen one other giraffe since I've been back at work. Right, but enough of the tall animals. What about the long ones? I think this is a good snake evening. How do you feel, Seb? I think... yeah, really hot. I'm hoping for a pup adder moving slowly across the road, or even just absorbing the last of the heat from the road. I think that would be really nice. We've seen a lot of different animals today. Elephants, giraffe, saw a buffalo, lots of different birds, waterbuck, all the antelope species, the hippos. And we were quite lucky in terms of variety. Come on, bring us a little reptilian. We did see a crocodile as well. Very briefly though. Very briefly. Let me just check carefully here. Maybe even a chameleon. I'm disappointed in myself, I'm going to be honest, with the fact that I've spotted like a whole of 4 chameleons since I've been back, and I think only 1 or 2 of them have been live, and the others have been after drivers ended. Very disappointing. I used to be better. Slack. Now, here's something that supposedly affects human behavior, is when there's a full moon. I don't know if I'm affected by the full moon. I'm sure other people will say otherwise. And First Lady, you've basically just wondered the same thing, but about animals. I can't say that I've noticed any sort of changes. I haven't heard lions specifically roaring more at night. What we do see, though, is we see cheetah and wild dogs taking advantage of the sort of lightness that's about, and will hunt more. And it becomes increasingly difficult for things like leopards, lions and hyenas to do their hunting, because there's a lot of light around. So it's good for the antelope or the herbivore species, because they can see a little bit better. Yeah, so no, I can't say that I've ever noticed anything, but maybe. Who knows? Also, it's very difficult. You can't really tell the mood of an animal too well, especially at night time. I mean, there's a lot of animals that we're not seeing at night, that we normally see out and moving around during the day. Maybe it'll be better now with all the infrared lights. And speaking of somebody that's got infrared on and can view the diurnal creatures now too, Brent has got 2 nocturnal animals. Let's go see if Hosana and Hukumuri are still biting at the bit.
Well, Hukumuri is on the scent of Hosana. He is tracking him step for step. I think Hosana has made a run for it to the south, but Hukumuri is still searching intently for Hosana at the moment. You can see how his nose is to the ground, trying to figure out exactly where Hosana went. Woof, this is very, very nerve-wracking. I'm hoping Hosana has run as far as possible. Now, unfortunately, Ravinda, the likelihood of Hukumuri giving Hosana a warning and then leaving is very, very unlikely. He's unrelated completely. He's trying to assert his dominance in this area. So if he does get hold of Hosana, it'll probably be quite serious. So it looks like he's lost Hosana's trail for now. So he's heading back to where we were a little bit earlier, around that termite mound. Hi. Oh, he's coming back here. He's just trying to pick up Hosana's scent. Is there any trees behind us, Craig? Are we good? Sheila, sorry about that. I just had to move the car. They will tolerate each other to a degree as siblings, Sheila, but after a certain age, not really. He's literally going loop-de-loop at the moment, trying to figure out which way Hosana went. And which is causing Craig and I to do lots of little roundabouts constantly. I see now he's coming back again. There we go. So, leopards are mostly nocturnal, Larry, but they will be active during the day as well. So, Rebecca, what I'm going to ask you to do is I'm going to say, I think it's a good idea if Taylor's coming back from Chitwa, to tell her to check carefully, possibly come in at Twin Dams, and see if Hosana has not gapped it through there. Okay, let's stick with him. So it looks like he's picked up the trail again. He's heading down Pangolin track towards Chelepan. Okay, just an update from Taylor. She's checked the carcass in Twin Dams and there's no signs of Hosana there. He might have cut towards Weaver's Nest then. And it looks like Hukumuri is cutting back towards Weaver's Nest now. Now, of course, scent is a very, very important thing for leopards, and they do leave a scent trail as they walk, but of course it can be quite faint. Now, for those of you wondering why we're in black and white or whatnot, it is infrared lights, so we don't disturb if there is anything on. We're not aiding either party, but I will occasionally, like now when I can't see the leopard, flash my spotlight quickly just to figure out exactly where he went. Where did Hukumuri go? Last place we saw him was walking here. Well, I'm going to keep trying to figure out exactly where Hukumuri went. In the meantime, let's see what Taylor can find with her spotlight.
Nothing. Finding bugs at the moment, Brent. Now I'm keeping an eye out for Hosana, as you suggested. So we went to the carcass. Not even a hyena around. All the vultures have dispersed. They're not even sitting up and roosting in those trees anymore, in those big marulas. So we're just having a little scratch around here to see if there is anything that we can indeed find. What else have we got? Lots of little scrub hares out tonight. Oh my goodness, we're going to need the wild dogs to come back to control the population of scrub hares, that's for sure. I don't think the leopards are doing a good enough job at the moment. So I'm checking carefully. I'm also looking for tracks across the road. No, that doesn't work if I put my brights on. I'm going to keep my dims on. We're just having a little look around. Haven't even heard actually, I think, as I was about to say, I haven't even heard a nightjar tonight. One may have called in the distance. Let's check Chele Pan quickly. We're just up ahead. Have a little scratch here. Very quiet. Very, very quiet down this end of the world. Not that I was far. Okay. Come on, Chele Pan. I'm really hoping Hosana has made a run for it and taken a gap when possible, because that was a little bit of a frightening experience. The area so well, so much better than Hukumuri does. I know Hukumuri has been sort of frequenting the area since early December, but Hosana's been here his whole life, so he will know. No, there's nothing around here. Let's go down Pangolin Track, I think. I don't think we'll do Twin Dams all the way. We'll do Pangolin Track and then a little bit of Weaver's Nest and sort of towards Philemon's Dip, Philemon's Cut Line. And just check the side. He must have just been hiding around in this area, Hosana, until he picked up on the scent of Hukumuri and then thought he'd, well, come and investigate. Hopefully he's learned from this experience that not all male leopards want to play nicely. Oh, goodness, Brent is on a roll today. It seems as though he's got another leopard, one either Hukumuri or Hosana, I'm not sure which one, but they're back up on the termite mound.
Well, we're still with Hukumuri, who is trying to track down Hosana. I'm feeling a little bit more comfortable now. I think Hosana made a run for it, and if he's got any sense, he's probably in Little Gowrie already. And it's just, is he going to pop out? There. Okay, let's see where he goes next. It's very difficult to say, B. Wilson, how far exactly Hukumuri will track Hosana for. It depends how serious he is. Hopefully he gets sidetracked by an impala or something. Let's just try to sneak through here. He's still sniffing much better. He's now heading west again, so I think he's lost Hosana's trail again. Where's he disappeared to? Backwards and forwards, round and round. Oh, he's disappearing deeper into this block that I'm going to have to turn some lights on just because otherwise Rusty will not make it out alive. He disappeared into these round leaf teaks here. Where'd he go? It's just, there he is. Oh, he's heading into the block between Weaver's Nest and Savage's Track towards Treehouse Dam at the moment. He's just stopped for a second. No, he's off again. Sure, okay, I'm going to have to move again to keep up with him. Well, let's send you across to Taylor to see what she's going to get up to for the last few minutes of drive. I'm, of course, going to stick with Hukumuri.
Brent, we're going to desperately try and find a chameleon or some sort of reptilian on this nice warm evening, maybe even a bush baby. But we're having no luck just yet, but we're going to keep on trying. I feel like it's such a perfect evening to see either a snake, a chameleon, or perhaps a bush baby. And we can't give up just yet. So that is our plan. Maybe we even see some insects. What about a solifuge? That'd be nice. Hey, scorpion. Any of those critters I think is always nice to see. Maybe even a white-tailed mongoose. I have not seen a white-tailed mongoose for some time. I do have to say the best white-tailed mongoose sightings I've had were in the Mara. That was another animal that I saw scavenging, was a white-tailed mongoose on a wildebeest carcass. It was quite cool to see. I didn't ever think I'd see something like that, but I did. It was quite cool. And there's a couple that live up here on these open plains behind camp. But again, with the grass being so tall, it does make it a little bit more on the tricky side to spot anything really that's moving around the grass. Hello, Impala, off you go. Trot, trot, trot. Careful, there's leopards about. Lots of things that want to eat you. But they do. They're lucky tonight. There's not a cloud in the sky. Not a cloud in the sky, so they're quite lucky. All the animals that are going to be moving up now from the dam after a drink onto the open plains where they should feel a little bit safer. They always do this. They have the same routine every single night. Even when it's windy, they come up here. There's lots of impala tracks on the road at the moment. And then there's a sneaky bush coming up where there was once a chameleon that lived there. We'll see if it still lives. Hello, Impala. Be safe. Oh, you're not blind, you all. Quickly, quickly. Love it, though, when you drive past. They get excited and they bounce around. Let's check this tree. Has my chameleon friend moved? My chameleon friend has moved on. Right. Okay, well, we'll move on then. We'll accept defeat, not finding a reptile of sorts, or a scorpion, or a solifuge. So off we go, back to Brent for the last few minutes of the show.
Well, we're still with Hukumuri, and he's still pacing up and down trying to find where Hosana went. But the longer it takes, the more likely it looks like Hosana has managed to make good his escape, thankfully. Whew. Now, what a stressful afternoon, but very exciting nonetheless. I'm going to try to get you one last view as he's going to disappear. I think Hosana has managed to attract his attention, which could possibly be a good thing, because it means that he is not going to head to where Tandi and Kalamba were, and that's the direction he was heading. So maybe Hosana did us all a favor. Oh, you silly leopard, he keeps running around the termite mounds. 20 seconds, let's get you one last view. Oh, it's going to be fascinating. Oh, there we go, perfect. To see what he's up to tomorrow morning, it's going to be very exciting. So from all of us here at Safari Live, and a happy Hosana who's run away, good night.